All right, my lovely friends, here we are together again at last. This is my newest segment of Markets A Look Ahead. It is Sunday, October 18th, 2020. You know, I was prepared to sit here and tell you that I believed that stocks were going to rise into this week, and that still may play out. But China just passed an export control law aimed at targeting the United States. Let me put a perspective on this for you. Okay. We got no trade deal whatsoever. We all know that. I mean, this thing was played on the American people as a joke, and it is a joke. We got nothing. There was never a phase one deal, despite the rhetoric. That was all just to boost the stock market. We'll talk more about that in a moment. All we've gotten is a Cold War. Okay, no adults in the room on either side. So, I mean, we understand that this has obviously been going on for years, and unfortunately, and I think very unfortunately, for America, we were promised a trade deal. And we got nothing but a Cold War. And now China's pulling this off, this export control law, aimed at limiting the export of products shipped here to the United States. Look around you. Look at every single store you want to look at here. Turn the item over and look at where the product is made. All right? This is not good. Okay, and this is a phenomenon that's been going on for a long time. Unfortunately, it's not going to change. People want cheap products, okay? We live in a global economy. Our trade deficit here in the United States it's horrible. I don't know another way to put it here. Anyway, so with that said, that may weigh on the market. But let's look at the other side of the coin here. We know the number one driving force for this market is debt. Debt expansion like we have never seen before. All by design. I mean, you know that. This is the Federal Reserve. America has been sold out to the Federal Reserve for two reasons. Okay, let me explain this to you. Number one, to prop up this stock market. Number two, to re-inflate a massive housing bubble. America has been sold out to the Federal Reserve. And let me explain this to you. Unless something dramatic happens, I posted this yesterday, you can expect tyranny and despotism to be the new law of the land here in the United States. Open your eyes, okay? Look at what they're trying to pull off with this scam-demic. This is all a trial run for a new set of rules coming down the pike. Think about it this way, too. When you have a large force moving in one direction, okay, that's where we're going. Like I just explained to you, unless we get something to act against that force, the movement of that force, we're going to progress in that way. There's no way to stop it unless something huge happens. And I don't know what that would be. But unfortunately, that's where we're going here. That's the way every great empire falls. And we are in the middle of a free fall right now. Despite the stock market being near all-time record highs, this free society here in the United States is already being oppressed. And this merger between corporations and this new American government philosophy that obviously favors the well-off, favors the rich to an extreme degree, this will continue. And the middle class will continue to die. You understand? I think you get that. This is something I foresaw over a decade ago, and I've been beating it like a dead horse this entire time, and it's here. It's happening right now. Now, with that said, we still need to keep ourselves on the right side of this freak show, because that's what it is. It's an absolute freak show. So let's put some of that together now here. We already understand the mechanism behind this massive, massive debt expansion. So again, this goes back to what I've been saying since day one, people. Bet against this debt. Become your own central bank. You got Goldman Sachs last week coming out saying, dump the dollar. Buy silver. I mean, silver. Why would they pick silver out? All right, why not any other commodity? Because you see, they understand, as I understand, as you understand, silver is the most undervalued asset on the planet. On the planet, there's nothing that comes close to this fact. So, you know what you should do today? In Greg's opinion, go buy some physical silver and just hoard it, okay? That's what I'm telling you to do. My recommendation here, but you do what you want. I can't imagine another asset that's more undervalued. I love gold too. I love cryptocurrencies as well. And this market is the gift that keeps on giving to traders here. That's all it is. This is a wealth transfer. Another thing I warned about would happen from a decade ago. It's in our face here. America is failing by design. The middle class is America, but we're watching that rapidly change. This thing that's developing here with the well-off and the rich doing better than they've ever done. Corporations better than they've ever done. Wall Street expecting the largest bonuses they've ever gotten. But the middle class is dying. Does that make any sense to you? Look, the illusion of the stock market is something I've been telling you for years, okay? We have certain individuals pointing at the stock market saying, look at the stock market. Look how great it is. Our economy is booming. Nothing could be further from the truth here. All right? And this is just a mechanism here, an illusion. That's all this is. It's an illusion which at one point will change. Now, with that said, let me get back on target here. This week, despite what just happened here with this new export law from China, which isn't supposed to take effect, I think, till December 1st, we got a big earnings week. All right? Now, look, this is the scenario. The rich and the well-off continue to spend and buy. The middle class continues to bury themselves in debt. So, in my view, and look, I could be wrong on this, but I believe that these corporations are going to report earnings better than expected for the most part. That's starting tomorrow. This has the potential to push stocks higher this week. All right, and look, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. For you lions out here, or you subscribers to my newsletter, there's a link in the description of this video. You know I loaded up on derivatives last week. I bought options across the board, a lot of them. And we'll see if this plays out. Look, I don't just sit here and explain these things to you without having skin in the game. I have a lot of skin in this game. And look, could I be wrong? Absolutely, I could be wrong. I mean, all I hear from people is, Greg, you're wrong. The market's going to crash. I've been hearing this for, I don't know, a couple of years now. And time after time, these people have been proven to be wrong. Not just wrong, but abysmally wrong. And some of these freak show YouTube channels out here, you know who I'm talking about, are telling people to short this market. And they've been doing this for, I don't know, at least a year, maybe longer, and leading their followers to the slaughter. They should be sued. They should be sued. I've been keeping all of you on the right side of this market, and you probably made more money in this market following me than you probably could have imagined. And I'm going to keep that going no matter what happens. I can promise you this. From a financial standpoint, you will not lose. But the way we are going here, again, like I explained to you, we have an almost immovable force moving in one direction by design, okay? Unless another massive force hits that, You can expect tyranny and despotism. You can expect a two-tier society to continue to develop, extreme haves, extreme have-nots. And that's where we're going here. Middle class is evaporating right before our eyes. It's incredible. But unfortunately, that's the way it seems to be going here right now. Now, with regard again back to this market, let's look at Friday real quick. I know this video is getting kind of wordy, but I want to put a few things more into perspective. We had a very volatile market on Friday. We did finish higher. I mean, the Dow finished up higher, triple digits. S&P flat, NASDAQ lower here. No knee-jerk into the dollar. There was no knee-jerk into the dollar, which you would imagine to see if this market was predicting a fall this week. Okay, we just got some news here with regard to China. We'll see how that affects the markets. We'll see how it affects the futures. That will open up later today. But no knee-jerk into the dollar. The 10-year yield remains stable. Okay, so again, I think, at least at this point, that there is a higher probability, even with this China news. Okay, we'll see how the market eats that up, and we'll see how President Trump fires back. Because understand, this is the tit for tat. So China's saying, okay, we're going to institute this export law. What is President Trump going to do? Is he going to take the high ground and say, you know what? Maybe we should sit down and talk a little bit more and renegotiate. You know, he's a great renegotiator or negotiator, or so we've been told. And we were all told that this was going to be an easy war to win, this trade war. But it didn't seem to play out like that. Or will President Trump fire back and escalate this? Part of his nature, more than likely, is going to escalate it. That's what he does. Let's look a little further down the road here. Now, all of you understand, I've been telling you for months and months and months, before Goldman Sachs, before JP Morgan, before Morgan Stanley, these banks are explaining to you that the market will rise under a Biden presidency. I've explained this to you way before these freaks did. It was very simple for me to see. It's still easy for me to see. Let me go further. You can expect massive debt expansion under a Biden presidency. This market is floating on oceans of debt already, but you can also expect a normalization of relationships around the world with the United States and our trading partners. This is massively stock market positive. It's massively jobs positive. If we were to straighten out these issues here in the United States with our trading partners, we have a global economy, okay? This isolationist policy of President Trump isn't working clearly. Okay, we need to negotiate real deals with our global trading partners, and I believe Biden will get that done. I really do. That will create a lot of jobs here in the United States. That's how I see it, people. Look, I'm a business guy. This is all I do. I study these markets. You can get triggered. You can get angry. Prove me wrong. Tell me how you think I am wrong. Do you believe that if Biden were to win, and it's still an if here, there's no guarantees that Biden is going to win here. Do you believe we are going to see a normalization of trade with this global economy that we're in? Or do you think it's going to go the opposite way and follow the pathway of President Trump, which has led us into, again, exploding debts and deficits like we have never seen in the history of the world? Do you think that this is actually making America great again by isolating ourselves here from the rest of the world? Do you think that works? If you were to isolate yourself from, let's say, I don't know, prior friends, whatever it might be, would that benefit you, or would you benefit from more expanding your connections? You know, it should be a no-brainer here. But again, there are those that, probably mostly the uneducated, that can't understand how this works. And that's just the way it is. So again, if Biden pulls off a win, we got, 2 weeks out here, you can expect mass debt expansion, which is massively stock market positive. You can expect cash to make its way to the middle class as well, to a greater degree, obviously, than what we're seeing now. Is this a good thing, massive debt expansion? Not really. No, it's not a great thing. It's great for the stock market. There's no doubt about it. We'll also see a normalization of relationships around the world with trading partners. This is a global economy wake up. Under President Trump, you're still going to get a debt expansion, although to a lesser degree. You can imagine that relationships with trading partners will continue to deteriorate. And this is right now proof. Look what just happened, okay? China, this new law that they just put out, this export law. Trump is going to fire back. He will not sit down and negotiate. Doesn't know how to do it, okay? Again, he's playing ball with China, who has strung him along like a puppet for the last few years. We've made no progress. We did get a Cold War. You understand? Now, I'm just explaining this stuff to you. I know a lot of you aren't going to like to hear this, but tell me where I am wrong. Where am I getting this wrong? Okay? With regard to this market, where it's going, how it would play out, name another guy who's called the market better. Name another guy who explained to you how things would play out, and they have. Okay? So, look, beat me up all you want. I'm right here. And I think most of you would understand that with regard to global trade, with regard to our relationships around the world, which is massively stock market positive, massively jobs positive here in the United States. Instead of this free fall, what are we losing? We lost another 898,000 last week, new unemployment claims last week. You think that's great? You think that's going to change here? You think more stimulus is going to help with that? Of course not. You're going to get fed some crumbs here. That's all this is. That's another thing we need to look out for this week. Talks about this stimulus package, which is one of many moving forward here. We are in free fall. Our economy is dying. The middle class is dying. Corporate America is stronger than they've ever been. Wall Street getting the largest bonuses they've ever gotten. Does this sound good to you? Is this really where you want to be right now? Is this the America you want your children to be in right now? I don't think so. It doesn't matter which freak of here wins, whether it's Trump or Biden. Something massive must happen. Massive must happen to change the trajectory of where we are going as a people. All right, look, with that said, long video. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, instead of attacking me personally, where did I get did you see my last video? I gained subscribers, by the way. I really thought I was going to lose some. And I got a lot of personal attacks, a lot of them. And I expected that. I got the exact outcome I expected. I did my last video on Friday, and I worded it specifically because I was looking for a reaction. I want people to wake up. If that means I have to sit here and put things in a perspective that's maybe going to upset people, I'm all for it. I want people to break out of their, whatever they're in, some kind of a brain dead delusion, okay, and wake up to the fact that what you're seeing here is not good. We are definitely not making America great again in any way, shape, or form. And we need to change this in a big, big way. All right, look, I'm out of here. This guy here loves you a lot. Please share the video. Get it out there. See you in the morning.